an oracle right there speaking. Come on, nah, man.
Don't you do that to
man.
me.
Come on, man. That's an oracle right there speaking. That's an abbot over there. Come on, man. It's a cultural pillar for us. It's not many times you meet somebody that's 100% have to be thorough, battle-tested, and proven. Been that way since high school. I already know. I got the stories.
I just sell fruits and veggies and herbs and oils now. I'm just in a better place.
You in a better place? You want to relive
better place.
Okay. But listen, you know, I've gone on my journey. You know, something that this man has said that really stuck out to me is he said, I'm no longer a product of my environment. I'm a product for my environment. And that speaks to a lot when I hear that comment. It reminded me of something my sister sent me, and it had to do with religion and in the traditions of Africa pre-Christianity. Many African languages and people didn't have a word for religion because they believe God is everywhere. So the word religion wasn't necessary. But when we was transferred over to this side and we became African descent, if we weren't already here, and we got impeded with all of these different adversities and that we had to face, we utilized religion to transform and to deal with all the heinous crimes that were used against us to bring us hope and create faith, right? And to really fight against this vision that people had put on us, this image that people had put on us, to know that it wasn't true. And so we did these things so we didn't believe what the world said about us and said to us and said what we looked like. That's just how part of our adaptation to all the shit we faced. And so when I saw you say I'm no longer a product of my environment, I'm a product for my environment, that spoke to spirituality, that spoke to mind state. Everything can be changed with your mind. Everything there is because of what's going on in your mental. And this, to me, is just conducive to what this man has represented from day one. When we first start hearing him in the music scene, when we first start rocking with the Locks, and we first start hearing him speak his mind and speak his words through his music. And so it makes total sense for me to see that he's teamed up with this other king that I've always highly respected, that he brought into this room with us today, the one and only Baron Davis. Give that man a big round of applause. You know, this other brother, King Saladeen, give that man a round of applause. We are in the presence of greatness, citizens. You got to see it. It's illuminating the room. We got chills right now as we speak. I want to welcome him back, the one and only, the iconic one himself, Styles P.
What up?
Man.
Thank you, brother.
Man.
You know I love you, Sway.
Man, I love you. You move me, bro, with your words, man. Shit ain't a game for me no more.
Nah, we got to take care of each other. You know, that's our job. Like, hip hop is a beautiful, it's a beautiful art. And but it's for us, especially you. You do the same thing. You always give words of positivity. You always bring that good energy. You always bring good guests. You always get the good information out. We need to highlight each other for that. Like, absolutely. It's really about not who you could do better than, but who you can make better with you. Like, you know what I mean? That's really what it's about. Like, hip hop is I like nice shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I am slightly materialistic, but that's not gonna mean more than my people. And I think, I don't need to do better than anybody. And in the middle of it, to be honest, I'm never going to be the richest nor the poorest.
Yeah.
So I'm part of energy, and that's what we do. BD's my brother, King Saladeen. Bucky, welcome him home.
Bucky, what up, baby?
Yeah, that's
Bucky,
he got
back,
life
man.
back. You know what I mean? So we just about spreading good energy and doing positive things.
I love it, man. I adapted this early on before folks even knew me. Baron may have known me from the West Coast, doing the stuff with Sway and King Tech over the years. I realized that my words were as important as the food that people put in their bodies.
Yes.
Right? That that's part of the nutrition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you created Juices for Life, and I became a fan and an advocate, to me that furthered the mission, right? Talk about what it is you guys. First of all, Bucky, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing, man. Alhamdulillah, man.
Yeah.
All praise to Allah, man. I'm here.
What's the plan, brother?
Just take it one day at a time. I'm working
He
on
working
my
hard.
album.
Yeah.
You know, I'm real heavy in the fitness.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, you look
Starting
like
to
an
eat right.
action figure under that jacket, man. It's just like
I went in. I was overweight. Came back fight weight.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Like he might be on the shelves, and, you know, with a cape on,
Yeah,
brother.
yes,
I ain't mad at that. You got music coming soon?
Yes, I do.
Man, you're welcome to come up here if you want to step into that cipher, the Valley of the Hyenas. I ain't gonna give you no breaks. You just got to bring them bars, all right?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll set that up later.
No doubt.
All right, but talk about what y'all doing for me.
Well, today we have an event later on tonight.
Okay.
We have an event later on tonight. What we're doing is I'm actually bringing more information. My two brothers, Baron Davis, King Saladeen, along with myself, we're all very interested and always pushing forward. Always, this is one of the greatest artists in the world too. So,
Wow.
but for us, for me, I'm looking at it as three kings learning to push the youth into the next direction. I'm 48. I remember being a youth and hearing about computers in third grade and the advantage that we would have if we used them. Fortunately, I made it in rap because I ain't do good shit on the computer at all. I missed that whole window. So understanding when Web3 was coming, like if you look at TV, you look at what's going on, you look at technology, it's always advancing. I believe they have much more technology than they actually tell us about. And it's important for us to let the kids know to be in Web3, be able to have some control over your art, your content, have ownership over that art and content, be able to mingle with crowds who share the same likeness with you. And we just trying to make Web2 people meet Web3 people and make Web 6 babies.
Baron, speak to that Web 6 babies. I get that. Baron, because Baron has always been on the cuffs. You've always been a forward thinker. You know, I'm familiar with a lot of investments you've made in the past and the success you've had, and you've always been 10 toes down in the community. We always see each other. There are a lot of folks who don't know the difference between Web 2 and Web 3. How would you explain that to them?
I would say, so one, nobody explained what Web 2 was. Okay. We just had to do stuff like swipe, click a button, search through pages, claim, check out, things of that nature. So when I'm looking at Web 3, it's really just, Web 3 is technology, right? The ethos and the community around it and the building, the collaboration is like when hip hop started. Right. And so the technology gives the pioneers of hip hop the opportunity to own hip hop. And everybody who comes to lay a brick in this hip hop monument, right, that brick gets to be owned by that artist and owned by the collective of the bricklayers and the pioneers. And so Web3 is really, think about it as aggregation. Think about it as all them letters and numbers on your receipt for a meal, right? But it's basically giving you the opportunity to understand your data. We've been giving our data away for, the last 10, 15 years. And if you go on your phone or TikTok or anything, when you scroll, they've taken your data and then they're feeding you what quote unquote you like. You know what I mean? And so when you look at social media and you look at media today, hip hop, sports, art, culture, all of these things need to exist in a destination. And so I think we're excited about Web3 because where do you get this type of collaboration? Where do you get this type of, service for each other? And then everything is super transparent. So it's really the data and owning your own data so you can know where you want to put your data in a selective crowd of people.
Mike Muse, who's here, is always, he's an AI, proponent over there and it speaks to the fact that we as a community, like you all are right now, need to be up on it. Mike, what are your thoughts about what they're doing and the benefits of Web3 technology?
Yeah. Well, one, welcome, Bucket. Good to see you, brother. So I'm standing next to you. Baron explained it perfectly, and so it's P. when you get to Web 3.0, in particular for the Black community, in particular for Black artists, what it does is allows you to track your IP, right? We often give away our IP so much, in particular in social media, and I think it is twofold. One, we don't value our culture enough, right? And so we don't understand our isms, our cultural isms can be monetized, so we let it go and we give it up on social media. The second thing is that we don't own our IP, and if we do have a record label or TV shows or whatever, the media conglomerate typically owns it. And so what this does is it provides the equity and allows our artists and content creators to actually own it, and then you can trace it and you can track it and then you can get paid for it because you forever own it. And so that Web 3.0 begins to neutralize the equity into owning our own IP and to monetize our IP, which is our culture.
So for example, in layman's terms, like there's a lot of footage that me and King Tech filmed like in the 90s.
Crazy.
Right? Like Tupac, Biggie, everything,
Yeah.
right? I have no control over where it lands.
Exactly. So there's a couple of things. I think, so one, I'll get to that from a royalty perspective.
Okay.
But I think the most easiest way to look at a good example, and I'm sure these two gentlemen can, even add more value to it, is if you look at an artist, right? Let's say I'm a painter, and I paint this great portrait. I sell it to you, Sway, for $10, right? But then you put it and give it to Christie's auction, right? And then Heather B, you bid on it for $10 million. The only person going to profit off of that is you, who gave it to Christie's. So now you're going to get $9,990,000 from that sale. I get zero as the artist, as a painter of the original ownership of it. So that's the way the Web 3.0 does. It allows us to track that IP so that if it's a Web 3.0 painting or I find a way to own it, I sell it to you for $10, and then you sell it to Christie's and Heather B buys it. I'm still getting money off of that sale.
Oh, okay.
And so with your art and content you did with King Tech, what that allows you to do is to track it based on royalties, songs, no matter where it's sold, you and King Tech will always have a piece of that content and be able to trace it.
So where did Heather get the $10 million from? That's all.
I think it's our fitness sounds from Dr. Ian.
Yeah, I think layman terms, Web 1 is when they invented the computer. And, when it first came out, you sending messages going back and forth. Web 2 is when you could say Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, apps, bank statements, banks, everything. But you as the human being, you're involved in it, but you don't own anything. You don't have any control over the content. You don't own the content. You're not making bucks off of it. Web 3 is the opportunity for you to own your art, like my brother said, trace exactly where it's going and have that ownership. And it's, if you got a ledger, it's in you could keep your ledger in your pocket and go anywhere in the world if you have to. Yeah. So now you got some ETH, you got some Bitcoin, you got some whatever, you got it stashed on your ledger, you're making your money, and boom, it's always with you.
And you're not afraid to put it out.
Yeah.
Right? You got all this content, and another way to look at it is you're archiving your history. Right? So 100 years from now, 200 years from now, digital assets, what you search, who you are, every profile, our kids are gonna be looking back at our digital history, right? And so how are we gonna archive that? How are you gonna take the tapes? They not gonna be downloading tapes it's gotta happen for you to be all right, I'm archiving my family history. Remember grandma with the picture book.
Yeah.
Right? And grandma would take all the pictures and put them in the picture book. Well, Web3 saying, all right, now pictures are all in our phone, right? How do we digitize that? How do we own that? And how do we put that in a vault to be able to track our history? So, I'm excited about it because from a historical standpoint, we've never created assets to our archives.
Yes.
And so that, therefore, we get exploited for our IP because we don't know how to license some shit to somebody instead of giving up all the rights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love it, man. We're going to come back and talk with King Saladeen as well and find out more about Farmacy Fantoms. And, man, Styles P is here with us. Bucky's back, man. Give a round of applause for that, man. Come on, man. Baron Davis, 888-742-3345.
Peace, yo. What's up, Styles Panero? Man, just wanted to say what's up to you. This is Jen, and I ain't get to catch up and build with you in a minute, but I just always wanted to say, man, I really appreciated you specifically. You know, I remember you didn't hesitate to jump on the album. I remember that karaoke night joint, and you said Jen came through with the Chinese stars. I always thought that was wild, but shout out to you, man. Shout out to your legacy, the Locks legacy, the D-Block legacy, and just for being so iconic when I was a kid and still iconic now, man. Congratulations on everything, and above all else, man, just finding your peace. Blessings to you and your family, man. Peace.
Damn, man. That was Jen, man.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
man. Yeah, man. That's Rough Riders, right?
I was speaking
Yes,
to
sir.
him, and he had a lot to say about, because I told Jadakiss when he was here yesterday, I told him that Jen was very forthcoming about like how welcoming you guys were and bringing him in, because, you know,
Yeah.
he was a little bit out of his element. And
Yeah.
so he was talking about hanging with you guys on like 125th. DMX
sure.
was super nice to him. And
Yeah.
so, you know, nothing but praise for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I love Jen.
Yeah.
Good,
What you remember
good
about
dude.
him?
Good dude.
Yeah, he was a good dude.
Yeah, very good dude, very humble, and dedicated to the craft. Like, I think people look at people and put you in the boxes like, if you're a gangster, you can't deal with nerds. If you're a nerd, you can't deal with gangsters. People are people, and energy always connect. So when you see somebody who loves the craft or you do the same, you're in the same business, and you see they love the craft, you're supposed to support them and treat them with open arms. And
Yeah.
you know, we all one and the same.
All one and the same, man. Styles P is here. Pharmacy Fantoms.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah.
Pharmacy
Yeah, we was the
Fantoms.
Let me talk my.
Okay,
Let me
you
talk.
ready?
Let me
You
talk
ready to
my.
talk?
Let
What
me
is
talk
that,
my
man?
talk.
Pharmacy Fantoms,
We
man.
was
What
the
is that,
number
man?
one music NFT last year. The number one
Wow.
or number number two. Or we went back from 1 and 2. But that was our NFT.
Okay.
My NFT. I want to shout out my man Dutch who held it down. I want to shout out Apes Together Strong. You know what I mean? My
Y'all
man
partnered up
Brando.
with Apes Together Strong,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. My man Brando from Apes Together Strong, he's a beast in the Web3 space. And this is another thing I love about Web3. I think a lot of people don't really understand. When you get an NFT and you're in a Discord with people, these are people that maybe not from where you're from. You don't see each other on the screen, so it's black, white, Australian, Russian, tall, small, whatever it is, but it's people trying to help people and give you information. You get on certain Discords and you get information. So that's why I think a lot of spaces in Web3 are important, because it's a lot of technology involved, but I haven't seen that amount of humanity in a long time, with just strangers trying to help each other and push each other forward and get up. When me and Kiss did the back-to-back at Irving Plaza, you know, I got to meet a lot of people who were holders of a couple of my NFTs, and it's just like awesome to see people just from different parts of the world, different backgrounds, and you get to share an interest and just push it forward. So Farmacy Fantoms was my NFT. I'm fortunate enough to have great, strong people behind me. They got me to the #1 music NFT, and just all the Farmacy Phantom holders have just been awesome. And here's a real thing about Web3. I dropped the Farmacy Fantoms, which is a body of work. It's music. It comes with some great utilities. For utilities are you get to see my shows.
Might get some merch.
You got some merch. You get some pharmacy stuff, things of that nature. So we worked it out. I felt a lot better about the album I dropped in Web3 than the last album I just did.
Yeah.
I have control over it. Like you said, I can link back. I know exactly how much I made. I know where it went. I know how many pieces was sold. Like, for my new album, I got to call somebody and check in.
Yeah.
For this, I just get on my laptop.
You got to call the label.
I got to call the label.
go
I got
through
to
every
find out. I got to
middleman.
see what's going on. This one I have complete ownership of. Like, I have, you know.
It's more gratification.
It's more
doing it this way?
gratification. Yeah, it was smaller, but I felt in control.
Connected.
Yeah, I felt connected. I felt tapped in with my people. It's more so like even with music, right? If you look at you lose your phone, you don't have music. We don't come from that era. We came from CDs, tapes, this and that. Now technology is at a point. If you lose your phone, you don't own anything. But if you got that ledger and you got your you got your shit, you still got you're in control.
That's crazy.
You're
Right?
in control. Like nobody's really good. Nobody like people talk about streaming. It's like, what is it? How many streams equal one album?
Oh, what is it?
Is it 15,000 or
1,500 or 15?
We're gonna find out.
1,500
Yeah,
or
look that up.
15,000.
I forgot. Yeah.
That equals out to selling one album.
Yeah.
That's
That'll
fucking
make-
crazy.
that don't make no sense,
Who
bro.
made that number?
Yeah.
Who
It's
put
arbitrary.
Who put that in place to say?
Looks like 1,500 on-demand audio or video song streams equals 10 tracks equals one album sale.
Wow.
1,500.
Now who's getting that money?
Mm-hmm.
And why did they make it so? Like, that's fucked up. You ask me. That sucks.
Yeah.
So they got to play it 1,500 times, and that equaled out to one album sale.
So Mike, the labels, like these arbitrary pay rates, like you get paid percentage of a penny per stream. Like, how were those things? Did anybody know how those things were established?
So what happened was, and the guests right here are nailing everything right now. When you think about music industry right now, music industry is pretty much a big tech platforms. And so Spotify, Tidal, and Apple pretty much control the music industry.
Pandora, we got to throw that in.
Pandora. The labels made the mistake early on when they tried to fight Napster. And so instead of embracing technology, they tried to fight it and lawsuit their way out of undermining the technology. As a result, the labels came in behind, and so they had to catch up to what Apple, really iTunes, were doing at the time, and then iTunes pretty much set the market for what albums and singles will be sold at.
Crazy.
And so they created the demand, and then they created the market, what we call the market rate, and so as a result, the labels have to pay to play, because no one is going to Tower Records. Doesn't exist anymore, right? Like, music stores don't exist anymore.
No, it's all on your phone.
It's on your phone.
It's on your phone.
And so now these big tech companies have all the power in the music industry. So what Sounds is saying is so right about his own NFT and how he can control it better. And so, yes, it is arbitrary, but it's an arbitrary number that the big tech companies set, and the labels are just have to abide by it. And so that is why it's important what they're talking about right now.
Slavery.
Yeah.
Slave labor.
Basically.
King Saladeen, you got to say something, man.
Hey, listen, I'm just in the midst of greatness. I grew up on all you guys, so I'm just sitting here just like being a sponge, honestly, man.
But you're an artist, though, right?
Yeah,
One of the
painting.
greatest.
One of the greatest. You
One
said
of
the
the-
greatest in the
Thank
world.
you, P.
For me, it is. Go ahead.
Nah,
So what kind of art? Was it a multimedia art? Or?
I'm multifaceted. So my main art is painting.
Okay.
But it's so many different umbrellas that came from that. Just me learning the business and just being super creative and being a consumer to the point where I didn't want to just stay as an artist in a gallery. You know what I mean? Like, I consume shoes, I consume clothes, I consume all these different things. I wanted to put my creativity into that. You know what I mean? So the Web3 space just gives me a different platform to like get closer to the people that I'm selling all these different products to, and then have my art last and live on forever.
I love it, man. I'm going to take some phone calls, P. Y'all got a lot of callers, man. You done riled up the troops right here, man. And if people want to, if they want to be a part of the Farmacy Fantoms community, how do they do it?
Go to Discord. Go on to Discord. Type in Farmacy Fantoms. You could go to OpenSea. There's probably a few floating around. Grab you one, but hop in our Discord and just come rock with us. Have a good time.
Okay. So we have, let me see. We have Domingo is on the line. He's from Connecticut. Domingo, welcome to the show. Rise and shine.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
How's it going, man? This a beautiful day, man. I had to pull over for this, man. I'm working right now. So I had to pull over for this, man. It ain't every day I get to talk to two legends right now, man. SP, man. Listen, man, you got me through some things, man, especially with that Gangster and the Gentleman album.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Understand, man, that helped shape the core principles of my life, man.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, man, just some lyrics in there that's just, I live that shit, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Lived it, man. You know, I'm from New Haven, so you
I know what it
what
is.
time
That's
like
D-Block
time
land,
I'm
baby.
on, man. Yeah, man. But
Domingo,
yeah,
get to
man, I
that
just,
question, brother.
Just want to give you those roses, and right now I got some things I'm doing myself. I got a brand that I started up. Well, my man started up. I partnered up with him. It's called Burn Something. BURNSUTTIN. You know, we deal with merch and stuff like that, and basically my question to you is, what would be a good route to try to, put our stamp down and take this to the next level?
I always say with me, as I say, I'm 48, so I look at all business, all pushing of businesses in two different ways. I believe in grassroots, hitting the ground, getting out to people, getting the merch in people's hands, letting them see it, but also using all the platforms that we just named to also get it out there and people see it, and just work hard, man. You got to really work hard, say your prayers, and just push it forward and be willing to take some L's for the W's.
Hey, and
send me something to the juice bar. Send something up here too. Like, send your merch. We want to see it. You got some good merch, send it around. Get it in the right hands. Get it to good people. Right. So
and
that's my advice.
And follow that lead on that Web3.
Yeah,
I do. Y'all want better too. Y'all can check out the website because I got all merch up there. Burnsomething.com.
For sure.
Okay.
Anything you see up there, Sway.
Love.
Shout out. I'm always listening, man.
I appreciate you. Burnsomething.com, man. They on the rise. They on the rise.
Burn something.
They up right now.
I love to burn something too.
Okay, man.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I also, as team, I was listening.
Wait, Domingo, hit him
You had
up.
your time, brother.
Domingo, you're a citizen, though, Domingo. You're a citizen. All right, burn something. Burn something. All right. Jeez. Domingo. P be having them like that, boy. And then they'll sound like P when they talk about his music, man. Gentlemen in the Gangster, man.
Actually, I want to bring that up because last year was the 20th anniversary of the release of A Gentleman and a Gangster.
Oh, wow.
So I wanted to ask you,
Word?
You're definitely, it came out in 2002.
I'm bad.
Come on, yo.
I forgot it's lock shit, style shit, bro. It's always, first of all, they celebrate too much shit nowadays. It's a day for everything. Flower day, balloon day, women and men's hold hand day, dog, cat day. It's every fucking day in the world. But
Could I just ask you what your definition of a gentleman and a gangster was back then and what it is now?
It's pretty much the same thing. I think when people hear me say gangster, I think they always just automatically think streets. Robbing, selling drugs. That's not all the way it was gangster for me. A gangster is a man or a lady who stands on their principles, stand firm in what they believe, hold their peoples down. They don't cower in the face of adversity. And a gentleman is the same thing. I believe they go hand in hand. My version of it now is, though, I pick what to be gangster for. Like I just told my homie, I'm still the same gangster. I just a gangster for different causes now. Now I'm a gangster for juice. I'm a gangster for fruit. I'm a gangster for the black family. I'm a gangster for poor people. I'm a gangster for food deserts. Like the president's a gangster.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The single working mom who got 2 jobs is a gangster. Like the guy who lives in the hood but never sold drugs, never followed what other people did, stood on his own 10. That's a gangster. Like, so it's different versions of gangster for me, and it's different versions of gentleman, but for me, they go hand in hand. It's one, and you pick what you're gonna be gangster for.
Happy anniversary, man.
I'm putting that clip on my phone and listen to every day right now. Like, those bars right there.
All right, we got Jacob on the line from Texas. What's your question, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? My biggest question is, what do you think's going to happen with this whole Web3 thing? I see so much innovation and so much stuff going around. I just wanted to know what's your take on it, and if you think hip-hop is going to be the first big mainstream people to integrate it, or what do you think?
I hope so. Like, I would suggest every artist that's not under contract go and make a Web3 album. I would suggest for every artist that is not under contract to make a Web3 album. If you are under contract, I would suggest you look at the contract you're under. If you're a soloist, then maybe find another soloist, pair together, because your contract may be that depends how you work it out or how you figured it out. Like some people, like especially us in hip hop, we don't pay enough attention to what our contracts say we could do and what we can't do. And then enough of us don't have the common sense to start saying, all right, every contract is meant to be renegotiated. Now I'm going to go renegotiate and make the terms of what I want to do. So if you're solo and you're stuck on your record label for 6 more albums, but you and your homeboy, you got a homeboy who rap and another homeboy who rap, make a group, put out a web album. See the results, have some ownership. You got to start taking ownership. And I think a lot of artists in hip hop are really stuck on, on an antiquated system. It's an antiquated system. It truly is. Like, basically you really want ownership for any shit you're doing. It's your shit. You're the creator. And like we got used to getting bags and people handing us bags, and then it's always, I want to make more than you. I want to make more than him. I want to make more than him, instead of figuring out how we can help each other and all make more. Like, take control of your shit. If you sitting there making the rhymes, the producers making the beats, why wouldn't y'all own that? But a lot of people get caught up on a limelight, what you're gonna get, how much you could do. It's just, a lot of people are intimidated by the amount of things you have to learn, which seems like a lot when you first start, and you got to find out about a MetaMask, you got to find out about Discord, you got to get a Coinbase wallet. It's lingo that you may not be familiar with, but you have to take your time, sit back, learn, talk to smarter people, and make that adjustment. But I think everybody, I love Web3 because Baron Davis could rhyme his ass off. He really can. Yeah.
You just put an album out?
Bart Oatmeal. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Bart Oatmeal. I just put out 2 EPs. So, to Ghost's statement, I love rap. You know that, Sway. I'm always, hey, Sway, let me get on the show. But I love rap, and I love Saladeen. and I make music. You know what I mean? It's like I make beats, I DJ, all that, but I never had an outlet. And so I created Bart Oatmeal with the Oatmeals, and now the NFT project. Now, like, when we go and collaborate, it's a festival, right? And a big reason why I chose to make music as an NFT was because I wanted to trick my musician friends that were independent into basically creating their first Web3 NFT album so they can own it.
Yeah.
Right? Because the relationship, for me, it's like, if I go wood, I am celebrating.
Yeah.
Because I know, the 300, 400, 500 people that support me, they actually purchased the oatmeal. They're a part of the community, and then we get to move together. So, you know what I mean? We move
and
like
you're making money together.
And you're making money, and
together.
people are participating. So it's like there was this personal relationship between the artist and the consumer back in 2002.
Yeah.
When I bought Gangster and the Gentleman.
Uh-huh.
I felt it was special because I got to open it up. I got to read who was all a part of it. You know what I mean? So now I feel like the NFT, from a musician standpoint, is the most personal thing you can get. Because you can get with him. You know what I mean? You can talk to him on the Discord. You get the album. You get the history of the art behind it. And so, it's really cutting through, right, and saying, like, I got art. I got talent. I want to collaborate with people, and then here's what I bring to the table. You know what I mean?
I love it. Kalani is that's like my nephew, but he's part of the team.
What's up, Kalani?
Kalani, how old are you, man? 20. All right. What are your thoughts about this? Like, how do you receive information and music and with like Web3? Is that something in your wheelhouse yet?
Nah, it's not. Like, I see a lot of it, especially like with young people. I think a lot of us are intimidated because, one, we don't really have the capital, you know what I'm saying, to like know if there will be like it's gonna pay off or something like that. But I mean, I think it's interesting because I know a transition is bound to happen because it already did from your guys' time to my time.
Yeah.
I like when the young folks say, yo, guys, it's time. You see, they always trying to date us. You see that? You have to throw that little elbow in there. Back when you guys.
Old timer.
The land of the lost. We all
old enough to be his father, though. We got to kind of take that on the chin.
Well, his father's my good friend, so you're right. Man, listen. We got to take that.
You got to take it on the chin.
I don't know why I took that.
Skeeted that young fella out.
Yeah, I know. I
got a son older than him.
Yeah, but that's true. He's only 20. My daughter's older than him.
Yeah.
All right, man, listen, I think this is amazing. Yeah. I think this is a conversation we have to continue to have. So I want to invite y'all back up whenever you're ready.
For sure.
And to talk about whatever's next.
For sure.
With Farmacy Fantoms or anything Web3 related or any project that you're doing. Know that this platform is yours.
Thank you.
Bucky's going to come back. He's going to really work on those bars because I know.
Yeah. I ain't got to work. I'm sparing y'all tonight. Sparing y'all.
Sparing us. Go drop something on him real quick. If you sure, hold up.
He fast.
No, but Baron ain't.
Trust me.
I ain't never faster.
You ain't fast.
I'm fast. I got you though, Sway.
When
I come back, I got you, Sway.
Baron, can you do something on this?
You want something faster? Like what
you want, man?
Give me a tempo or something?
You kind of got to.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Get a ball, I never led with that. Follow the message of the chosen, I was bred for that. One direction, I got a band for that. Strummers and drummers, big steppers, gunsingers like Hot Stetler. Raiders on the yacht, where your captain at? The big steering the boat like a Cadillac. I'm Whistway in the morning, you can ask for that. Everybody looking for a half a stamp. I'm in the hood at Hickory Sweet, getting it off now. And everybody on the...
Where we at tonight?
Well, y'all,
We at the Gramercy Theater. If you don't know about Web3, you're interested, come on down to the Gramercy Theater. We'll be there from 7 to 11. There will be some panels. I'm a rock. I'm gonna get on the stage too.
Word?
I'm gonna have a We're gonna have a good time. Yeah,
it's gonna be
our
all
holders is there. We gotta treat them right. King Saladeen's there. BD's there. I'm there, and hopefully we see you there.
And I'll be
tonight.
I'll be talking more
Yeah.
tonight.
Okay, don't worry about it, man. It's all right, man. You did good. You did good.
You so improved,
You
King.
did,
You
man.
feel
You
me?
came
You
through,
so
man.
improved.
He's one of the greatest artists. Like, please check out King
Yeah, no,
Saladeen.
for sure.
They hired this guy to paint on shit that I can't even
Monuments.
afford.
Yeah.
He paints monuments, Lamborghinis, Murcielagos, Bentleys. He could paint on wood. T-shirts. Look at the shit. Look at the slippers Baron got on. He painted those. Not those ones, but he got paint on
Put them
those.
up on the counter, man.
He got.
That's the company. That's the company.
He's
that's
done
just doing
shout out
custom
to
stuff
Factory
for
painting
it.
on
You
that.
see those? What size are those, by the way?
Oh, they went old school New York. What
Yeah, that's
size
some
is
hood
those?
shit. What size are those, homie?
Hey, Sway, I got you.
Your size.
I got you.
You got me?
My size.
And we got the
I was
house
about to
shoes
say
too.
run it, but hey, P, before you go, man, we did have Kiss here, and I told him you was coming. He said, man, you gotta play. You gotta ask him this question.
Don't set me up, Kiss. You better not. This better not be no bullshit, Kiss.
Just here it is, man.
Y'all gonna get the new P, but you gotta ask him about the old P, and you ask him, did his aggressive style of rap, did it have anything to do with him having so many fights in high school? How the hell did you know I had a fight? P had hammers. P had the same shit that Home Depot got in his locker in high school. Hammers, mallets, 2x4s, leg handles. He had the most beef than anybody in high school. When you ask him that, just look, somebody catch his eyes. Yeah, ice picks heavy.
What you want me to do, man? That was part of my journey. Now I understand all of that was part of my journey so I could get here today. So fruits, veggie, herbs, and oil, and tell people don't take that route. Yes, I was very angry. But that's what a plant-based diet does for you. Look at me. I'm a peaceful man now.
Yes, you are,
You know what I mean?
man.
I'm a peaceful
Yeah,
man now.
Come on,
Don't
man.
crush me, though.
Yo, big round of applause, man. Give it up for the icon, Styles P, King Saladeen, Baron Davis, my man Bucky, man. The whole team is here on Farmacy Fantoms, the Gramercy Theater.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go check that out tonight. I appreciate y'all coming by,
Love is
brother.
love. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Want to thank Dr. Ian Smith for coming by as well. Get his new book, The Metflex Diet, Burn Better Fuel, Burn More Fat. Heather B. and Mike Muse and I are doing the Metflex Challenge.
Yes.
What is it?
$1,000.
$1,000. Whoever can lose the most,
Percentage.
the highest percentage of body fat
Yeah.
in the next 6 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, that's
starting
hard.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I'm
tough.
eating my
Ian
ass
Smith
off this
said
week.
Percentage is better than pounds. That's
Yes.
fairer. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Body fat percentage is the
Okay.
best.
That's the
Learn
best?
that. Yep.
Okay, cool. So we're
You
going to
wanna-
get on the
you wanna
scale
know
Monday.
how to cheat? Do it
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Juice fast. Boom, boom.
But you gotta lift weights though. You gotta lift